Yay, I'm alive. Hello, everybody. It is I, Becca Lori Hector, here with Being Becca Live. I am covered in goosebumps in this moment because I just literally seconds ago finished my last group coaching call with the crew of people taking this course over in Ireland. They just finished up their last group coaching call and are right in this moment right now getting their emails with their certificates and everything. And this is my favorite part because now I get to see what happens in their lives, and I'm really excited, which makes me super excited for tomorrow, which I start all over again, a new cohort of doing the course again, like done with that one, in with this one. That's how I want it to be. I want it to feel like an assembly line like that because I want to be teaching that many adult autistics that so many of us need this course. And I don't know, I'm a little bit glowy and beaming because I'm so proud of the folks that I've just sent out into the world to go and be their amazing selves. So, and I start again tomorrow with a new group. I am so excited. Bernard, I'm excited for tomorrow too. Bernard, you'll be there and Bernard will be there and we'll have a bunch of other people. And then you guys get to be thrown to our closed group here with everybody else in the live stream to start talking and thinking about this stuff in a really big way. So yes, hi Ross. Ross will be there too with Morgan. I'm excited. So yeah, we are going to be starting that journey tomorrow. But before we do, we have today. So let's talk about today. We have for the last few weeks been talking about, oh, Burnett, you couldn't go to work today. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're here though. So yeah, we are, we talked about for the last few weeks toxic people. We went through that article, right, which I thought was really eye-opening for me. I was really like, hey, we really don't get it. We just can't read these things, and no wonder. And wait, this could be the solution to our problem. And since then, you guys, I have gotten a plethora of information from other autistics, sorry for banging, from other autistics about what they do in terms of reading some of those people for ideas and ways that we can notice toxic people. And I'm excited because this is it, you guys. I have started a list. I did. I actually started a little bullet list on Keep for us so that we can start to talk about some of the things that we think are the things that we can see and how we can recognize toxic people. And I'm excited for that because I think if it's a good set of things, maybe I'll throw together an article and I'll put it out there too, because we need this, man. We need some of this help. Other stuff that I want to talk about. The course starting tomorrow, that's good. And then this week, what we're going to talk about is something that I ebb and flow about. I come back to it often. And so I want to talk about it today. And that is aging, regression, and autism. That's what I want to talk about. Getting old with autism. It has issues going along with it. Some of them I want to talk about today. Some of them I want to talk about in a different episode. But before we move on, I know you guys are ready. I'm ready. So if you watched Growing Gratitude on Sunday and you follow me regularly, you know that on Sunday I went and got my tattoo. I am so excited. This is the one I've been saving up for the last 2 years because I couldn't go get it really last year. And so I went and I got it this year. It's my early birthday present. And I'm going to do the great reveal. It's not going to be so super great because now when you get tattoos, they don't leave them uncovered anymore. They have this great stuff that's called like second skin. And it goes on over the tattoo. So you don't have to put the creams on and you don't have to do any of the wound care anymore. You don't have to get your sheets dirty, which is dope because that's always the worst part is getting like all of the ink and stuff all over your sheets and the creams and all that. So you can't see it as well, but I also have a photograph. So you can see the photograph, which is a little more clearly. So, I'm so excited. Here it is. Here's my new tattoo, drum roll. Okay, so here she is. It's a weird angle for me to put it at. Heather did an amazing job. You can kind of tell what it is over here, but it's got that second skin over it. So you can see kind of clear bubbles. It's not very clear. So let me show you the photograph and we'll talk about it for a little bit because I love it so much I could cry. That's all. And here we go. Okay, so here's a better picture of it when it was freshly done. And Heather did it there. And so you can see that it is two black cats, my favorite. And it is my version of the hang in there concept, right? Basically, oh, glare, sorry. Basically, it's one cat hanging on, just hanging on, and pulling another one up with him, right? And the word on the side in the box is resilience, right? Because being resilient is all about getting up well and dragging everybody with you. That is my life purpose. It is to be resilient, to stand up well, and then to pull you guys up with me. And I swear that that is what I'm dedicated to right now. If I can build a life that I am comfortable in, you can too. And resilience to me is our biggest strength as autistic people. It is the thing we have that we do better than anybody else. So that is where the tattoo is right there. And I will probably by Sunday, you'll be able to see it without the second skin. I think I'd like to keep it on 7 days is the goal, to keep it on for 7 days. But that's the tattoo. And I am really excited. It hurt a lot less than this one, which was good. She has a very light hand and it was amazing. And I don't know, it means everything to me. I know it's another cat tattoo, but hey, I don't know. They're my passion. I think they're beautiful. And so it means a lot to me. Just an old feral black cat just trying to hang in there and bring you guys up with me. Not a pretty old fluffy cat, not a Siamese, nothing crazy like that. Just me. Just me wanting a better life and wanting a better life for you. And that's what this tattoo means for me. So I'm excited. Yay. Yay for tattoo reveal. I guess I'll reveal it again on Sunday so you can see it for real. But that's what it is. And with that leads me right into my topic today, which is age, regression, and autism, or getting old with autism. Now, there are different parts of getting old with autism that are separate that I want to talk about in a different way. So, like our physical getting old and our illness with getting old and how we deal with doctors and getting old and caregivers and getting old and all of that stuff, separate to me than what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is the regression of symptoms or your autism challenges be kind of regressing on you as we age. So for example, right, as a kid, super intolerant of shoes, socks, waistbands, things like that. Hated pants, only wore sweatpants or leggings, and that's it. Never wore a pair of jeans until I got into high school because somewhere around 16 or so, through, I want to say, my early 30s, I became more tolerant of all of the things that I find irritating. So I guess I was able to tolerate wearing jeans and I was able to kind of push through those discomforts and wear them. I'm now in my mid 40s. I'm just about to turn 45. And I will tell you all of that stuff that when I was 8 years old was the thing that made me crazy, was all of that stuff. It's all coming back. So I can't wear jeans anymore. I can't. I haven't worn a pair of jeans in 2 years. I think almost a year and a half. I hate them. They're uncomfortable. I don't like waistbands. I don't like things that cut me in here and things like that. I don't like how I feel in them. I tolerated them for years. I wore them every day, you guys. I wore jeans every day. And I mean, I don't know how I did it now, but it's coming back, right? Same thing with sensory overload. I used to be able in my 30s and in my 20s, be able to tolerate being in crowded places for much longer, being in loud environments for much longer, tolerating lighting for much longer than I can right now, tolerating temperature changes much better than I can right now. And all of that stuff is like coming back. It's like, I'm just getting crankier as I get older. Like I just don't have the ability to push through the way that I used to. And I don't know at what age that starts to happen for us, but I do know I'm not alone. I have talked to other older autistics, especially the other women, that just to make sure that it's not like a menopause thing or whatever, right? And so I've talked to other adult autistics and other women who are my age and, asked, like, is this happening to you too? Is everything louder? Is all the sensory stuff coming back? Are you like, I can barely tolerate a bra anymore and I can't wear jeans anymore. And I couldn't even fathom putting on a pair of heels right now. Right. And actually leaving the house. And I feel like something happens for us as we age. We just our our symptoms regress, or the intensity of our symptoms come back. I don't know how to phrase it yet. I haven't figured out a way to say it that I like it, but that's kind of what I'm meaning. Because all of this stuff is happening for me, and I know that it's happening for others. And so I just feel like we need to talk about it. We need to talk about how this stuff changes as we age. It comes back, and I don't know what protects us. What protects us in that period in there? And is it in us? Is it all of us? Is it just me? I don't feel like it's just me because I've talked to too many other people, but I don't know, you guys tell me, right? Oh, I hate when they say that. So CV said on the side that her doctor told her she would outgrow autism. Okay, nonsense. But we don't. But does something happen? Yes, something does happen where not that the symptoms get lighter, but we have a tolerance to them in our 20s and 30s when people think the autism disappears. It's like there's a tolerance of it. And then somewhere about my late 30s, early 40s, and I was like, no, I can't. I can't even fathom putting on those jeans. I can't shower every day now. I can't do certain things that I used to have, like the stamina and patience and ability to push through on. I can't do that anymore. I'm becoming more sensitive all over again. So I'm curious if you guys are also having that experience out there. Are you? If you are, let's talk about it, because the other stuff that regresses too for me is not just these sensory symptoms, which for me, it's that sensory issue. Sensory issues are my biggest brand challenge, right? For me and my autism, sensory issues are my biggest challenge. And so the fact that they're coming back like that and in this way is frustrating to me, but also interesting to me. Like they didn't go anywhere. What was going on over there that I could tolerate it? Right? Yes. Okay. CV says it confused me, but now I understand it. There isn't enough information. Correct. There isn't enough information. There's no place to look up and see about aging and autism. And fortunately, there are a few advocates who are starting to do some research and writing about it and things like that. I'm really interested in it. I'm a little bit scared of it, but I want people to know that it changes for us, that something happens there in your 20s and 30s. And then when you get older, it goes away. It's like I don't know what it is. What is it? It's like a cloak. I don't know what to call it, but that's what happens. That's how it feels. It's like you have armor on in your 20s and 30s somehow that you can tolerate this stuff for much longer. It's also the time in your life when you really, I think, get really good at masking. You really perfect your masking in your 20s and 30s. And it's just interesting. And then my tolerance for masking disappearing, almost zero tolerance for masking now, zero. Yes. Thank you, CV. We're going to have a long conversation about this, CV and I, until we can get the words right. But yes, it's like the cloak, right? The magic of the cloak disintegrates as you get older. It's like old and not working anymore. And that's how it feels. It feels like when I was a little kid again. And that's happening with like the situational mutism too. There are more situations more often where I'm having the mutism. So much so that I am, one of my fun and flavor things for this year, I'm going to learn American Sign Language for myself, because there are times when I don't want to talk anymore. And there are times more and more often where I can't talk, where I just can't put it together to say what it is that I have to say. And so, yeah, it's happening with that stuff too. So interesting, right? Happening with food too, you guys. Food tolerance and food intolerance is getting to be a bigger problem for me. So it's in all of these areas where I really, you could really see the autism when I was a kid. It's all coming back in those areas. Like all the places that were challenging and uncomfortable are more challenging and more uncomfortable all of a sudden. We're not really, you too, your mutism has become more common. I just stopped talking mid-sentence. Yes, sometimes mid-sentence. Sometimes I literally hear in my head that I don't have like there's like a blockage. It just happened just now. There's like a blockage to what it is that I want to say. And then I just go, you know what? I don't even have the energy or desire to even take the effort. And that's why I want to have sign language. I just want to have an option to communicate that isn't necessarily verbal. And because I'm losing those skill sets. And on the days when I'm feeling really challenged by all of the sensory stuff and I'm like, oh my God, it's coming back. it's back as bad as it was and all of those things. And I'm really feeling the regression. I'm so tired. I get so tired from it. And I'm noticing the recovery period is more exhausting and the English goes away. That's the thing. I lose my words when I've had really hardcore days, like when I've had really push days, and I'm having those days more often. So I'm losing my English more often. Does that make sense? I wish I could see you all shaking your head or something in the corner, but that's what I'm working with. That's the place that I'm in the discovery piece of it all for myself. You say, I don't feel like talking anymore. Me too. I say it too. And I'm saying it more often. And that's the thing. Like, I just don't. And sometimes the other part of it is I don't feel like listening either. Like, I don't want to hear you talk either. Is that terrible? Like, just sign at me what you need. I don't want to hear you talk either, which feels terrible. But yeah. Yes, in some sense we do. I'm sorry, I'm catching up in chat, Bernard. Yes, we do. We return to our diapers, and in that way, do we return to the state of autism that we were born with, right? Is it the desire to no longer do those things as we're old and now we're comfortable and we have more self-confidence and that stuff matters less? Is that why? Or is it, I don't know, something physically happening in the brain and with the body? I don't know. Something is up. And I just know that it's happening for me. And I know I talk to you guys, I talk to other people outside of here. It's happening to all of us. And it's interesting because as an adult, we can articulate it and we have the permission to say, I don't feel like talking anymore. Whereas as a child, you couldn't articulate that that's what it was, and you couldn't articulate it to other people, and you weren't allowed the free pass out. You weren't allowed the out. And so I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know where it is. So like, I can articulate it now. I can say to someone, I don't feel like talking. I just can't. Right. Or I even say some days I feel like I can't intake anymore. Like I don't want to see, I don't want to hear. Like, I just can't, no more input, please, is what I want to say. Because everything else is so tired or something. And that seems to be happening with age. And what I find, and I'm going to say it here, because if anybody else ends up doing the research, at least I will be on record with my thumb down, my pointer finger really down, saying, I'm saying this first. We need to be looking at Alzheimer's patients and also chemotherapy patients. So when my grandmother's Alzheimer's deteriorated enough, she also had the sensory overload. She started to experience sensory overload. And there's something about the connection between the brain and Alzheimer's and the brain and autism and the way that the Alzheimer's brain degrades. Really interesting, because what ended up happening is my grandma started to look really autistic. Swear. She just looked like an autistic person. And the same thing that happened, similar thing happened with my mom and chemotherapy. The chemotherapy had that effect on her where she was having a lot of sensory overload. And all of a sudden, she really started to behave very autistically, right? And she all of a sudden had an understanding of my struggles in a different way than she ever had. So mark my words, there is a connection there, and we experience a regression as we age. And I know that's not out there in black and white with some study with 8,000 of us that have been studied, but anecdotally, I keep hearing about it. I'm experiencing it. Every time I talk about it, everyone else is blah, blah, blah with me. So researchers, if you want a really solid piece of research, here it is. Here's a couple. Once you do some research into the effects of chemotherapy and autism, you can check out Alzheimer's and autism, because I'm certain that there's a connection there. And, also, hey, really big piece of research for those of you in autism focused. What about aging, regression, and autism? Somebody who has the money and the team and the place of work to do this, please, please, please do some research on it, because itchy nose. We are out here and we are struggling, and it's happening, and you should really take some notes while we're talking about it. Just saying. So that's my thought about kind of age regression and how I'm looking at it. And it's definitely something that is happening for me. I am no longer in a place where I need research to validate my experience. I am definitely experiencing regressive symptoms. And I think it's a really important thing that we need to take note of. And if you're experiencing it too, hi, how are you? You're not alone. And let's get talking about it as a group, because it's happening and there's something to it. There's too many of us experiencing it for it not to be. Everything we've ever learned about autism has been stuff that has come out of, or actually really just validated anecdotal experience. That's how we've learned about autism, is by doing research to validate the autistic experience. And so go validate, please validate on regression, because I'm certain that it's happening. And I just want to, I want the world to know about it. And I want the 21, 22-year-old autistics to know it's coming. I want them to be able to handle it better than we are. So that's where I'm at today, you guys, in terms of struggles. I have not forgotten about our toxic conversation about toxic people. I am collecting that list, and we will probably return to it next week. But I wanted to give some more people a chance to respond before I went ahead and talked about it. So if you missed the episodes on toxic people and recognizing toxic people, you can look back the episode right before this one and the one before that. We're both about it. And I'm going to come back to it next week, I think, because I want to, while it's still fresh in our heads, talk about it again and see if we can't come up with a good list. Tomorrow, the course starts. I am very excited for that. I start it all over again with some of you guys. I can't wait to see you tomorrow morning. And that is the beginning of the next cohort. I will probably run it again in the summer and then one more time in the fall. I think no more than 3 times a year. I think that's my max. I was thinking about 2, but I feel like people are free in the summer and I shouldn't do 2. So yay. Oh, interesting, CV. Sorry, side note, CV was diagnosed with early dementia before I advocated for an autism diagnosis. I'm going to reach out to you, CV. This is really interesting to me. I think that there's something here. So we'll talk about it. But anyway, for now, that's enough of me blah, 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 blabbing on and on about how old I am, because I am old. I am going to, I guess, go get some lunch. I have some things to do this afternoon, but I will be out and about on the interweb. So if you have thoughts about regression and autism, please put them wherever you're seeing this video. Please reach out to me directly at info@beccalaurie.com, or head over to my website, beccalaurie.com, and use the contact page, which comes directly to me. While you're there, you can sign up for the free newsletter, check out my social media, maybe send me something on Ko-Fi, or buy a t-shirt. I've ordered some more t-shirts for myself, you guys, so you can see some more of them. I ordered a tote bag too. All 5 designs are up, so you can sport your self-defined life, your self-defined living life. You can do that now. All those links are, of course, in the description, so you don't have to go very far. I will be back, you guys, on Sunday. Hopefully by then the second skin on the tattoo will be removed and you guys can see it in real life. On Sunday for Growing Gratitude. And then, of course, I'll be back next Tuesday with another Being Becca Live. And I think next week we'll be returning to the mystery of toxic people and figuring that out for ourselves. For now, be the best you can be. Go out in the world and create joy, share joy, seek joy, and do you, be you, and take care of yourself. As always, I will see you around and about on the interwebs. Have a good one. I will see you on Sunday. Bye.